Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. Today we're jumping into another Marvel Legends figure. This is from the X-Men 97 line. This is Gambit. Link's gonna be in the description down below for you guys to purchase him on Amazon. Now this is a non-unboxing review, as I always do with most of these figures. I like to keep them inside the box. So just kind of running around before we get into the figures, take a look at the back of the box real quick. This is from Wave 1. So you see there's Magneto, there's Wolverine, there's Rogue. I don't know why they call him Marvel's Rogue, I guess because like the term Rogue is just a generic term. You have Storm, you have Bishop, and you have Gambit. So they, for the most part, released Wave 1 and Wave 2 pretty close to each other, I feel like, but mainly because Wave 1 came out way before the show came out, and I think Wave 2 came out right around the show. So by the time people even really knew about it, Wave 2 was already coming underway. You can see here the depiction of him there. Now, I feel that as far as that kind of generic Gambit version that you're used to seeing from the anime, obviously this is based on the animation, this is where you're gonna get him, because if you try to find another version of Gambit, which I had done a review on the channel before about a 3-pack from the X-Men, I want to say it was issue 275, I might have that wrong, or 279, something like that, I forget, but I had it on the channel. It's based off a comic issue, and that one, all the characters are in like specific X-Men yellow and blue suits. So I say that to say, outside of other versions that are not what you classically remember, you're not going to find a version of Gambit that's very affordable that has this kind of look that you're used to seeing from the cartoon, or most media, from the comics and everything like that, unless you're getting this version. But then keep in mind too, he might be considered too animated looking for you for your serious collection, but it depends, everybody's different. Anyway, it comes with one set of hands. He's got one set and then one additional hand, so 3 hands total, but you know, one complete set. And then this is obviously just to demonstrate his powers, along with one additional card separate from that, which he can hold in his hand just to so he's charging up the card. Nice effect. I think it's nice. I think it gets the point across, and whatever the case is for him posing. He's got his stick here as well. So yeah, to the best of my knowledge, his trench coat does not come off, but it is a kind of bendable material, not bendy, but in a sense like a flexible material. It's not super hard where you can't move it. It's supposed to be like a rubbery material. But anyway, as far as the character Gambit goes, obviously he was always like a rebel type of character within the X-Men lineup. Somewhat akin to Wolverine a little bit, but it was interesting because they both always seem to get along. But as far as his power set goes, though they've increased his power set over the years, at the time of the 90s cartoon, he was always a character who was not considered very powerful. And what's funny was that his energy projection shots did not take down a Sentinel usually on their own, unless he hit them bombarded with a lot of shots. And he was always just depicted as that. And I always thought that was interesting, but I always thought it made it like, I thought it was appealing that not everybody was always just the same power level and had trouble dealing with different situations. So if Cyclops saw like 3 Sentinels, he could just blast them all without a problem. Gambit would have a harder time with that. And so I always enjoyed that you saw that power difference between characters, and you know, for some people it was easier, some people it wasn't as easy to take down certain things. So yeah. Anyway, you guys, like I said before, links in the description down below. And as always, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.